All right, today we are going to talk about a concept that can literally change the way you see the stock market. It's the one thing that really separates smart, long-term investing from just, pure gambling. We're talking about intrinsic value. You know that feeling, right? Where the stock market just feels like this chaotic, crazy casino. One day prices are flying high, and the next they're just plummeting. It feels like it's all driven by hype, by fear, and whatever the latest headline is. It's an absolutely exhausting roller coaster to be on. And that's really the core of the problem for so many people. It's the stress of trying to invest based on those wild, totally unpredictable price swings. So, let's take a look at what's actually pulling the levers on this crazy ride. See, a stock's price on any given day, well, it's just what someone is willing to pay for it right this second. It gets pushed around by short-term feelings, breaking news, fear, greed, the whole shebang. This is not a stable foundation for your financial future. Honestly, it's mostly just noise. Okay, so this brings us to what might be the single most important distinction in all of investing. We have to draw a clear line between the fleeting daily price of a stock and its actual underlying worth. Believe me, they are two very, very different things. Think of it like this. Price is the daily weather report. It's unpredictable, it's emotional, and man, it is always changing. But value? Value is the foundation of the building. It's solid. It's driven by the real business's ability to actually make money over the long haul. A single bad news day doesn't crack a solid foundation. So, in this stormy sea of prices going up and down, how do you keep from getting lost? You need an anchor. You need a stable reference point to help you navigate through all the chaos. And that anchor has a name: intrinsic value. So what is intrinsic value? At its core, it's an estimate of a business's true economic worth. It totally ignores the frantic blinking of the daily stock ticker, and instead it focuses on all the cash that business can be reasonably expected to generate for its owners over its entire life. It's your rational compass in a very irrational market. The legendary investor Warren Buffett put it just perfectly with this famous quote. He learned this from his mentor, Benjamin Graham, that when you buy a stock, you're not buying a lottery ticket that might go up. No, you are buying a small piece of an actual operating business. So if value is all about the business, then what's actually driving that value? Let's pop the hood and look at the economic engine that actually creates a company's long-term worth. A company's value really comes down to this simple, powerful loop. First, can it consistently generate cash? Second, can it do so profitably? And third, can it wisely reinvest some of that cash to grow even bigger and better in the future? That right there, that is the engine of value creation. Now, there's one more critical piece to this whole puzzle. A dollar in your pocket today is worth more than the promise of a dollar 10 years from now, right? Because of inflation and, well, the risk that you might not even get that future dollar. So to figure out intrinsic value, we have to discount all of those expected future earnings to figure out what they're actually worth in today's money. And this part is absolutely crucial. There is no single magic number for intrinsic value. The future is always uncertain, nobody knows exactly what's going to happen, and that's why smart investors think in terms of a conservative range of what something is worth. It builds in a margin of safety, and it keeps you from getting way too overconfident. So how does this all come together? Well, understanding intrinsic value isn't just some boring analytical exercise. It completely transforms your mindset and your behavior as an investor. Okay, think about a market crash. For an investor who's only focused on price, a screen full of red triggers one powerful, gut-wrenching emotion: fear. And the instinct is to just hit sell and get out before things get any worse. But for the value investor, it is a completely different story. If you've done your homework and you have a solid idea of a company's real value, a sudden price drop isn't a crisis. Oh no, it's an opportunity. It's the market putting a fantastic business on sale. This framework, it builds discipline and patience. It helps you act rationally when everyone else is panicking, and it turns market volatility from a scary threat into your greatest advantage. You stop thinking like a short-term trader, and you start thinking like a long-term business owner. And this all leads us to a really powerful conclusion. This concept of intrinsic value, it's the bright red line that separates true investing from pure speculation. Look, the goal here isn't to guess which way the market is going to move tomorrow or next week. That's a fool's errand. The goal is to build a repeatable process for assessing the long-term value of a business. It's all about the process, not about prediction. So I'm going to leave you with this question. The next time you're about to click that buy button, just pause for a second and ask yourself this. Am I just betting on a ticker symbol, hoping it goes up? Or am I becoming a part owner in a wonderful business that I actually understand at a price that makes sense? I promise you, the answer to that question will make all the difference. You ever see a stock price just going absolutely nuts, up and down like a yo-yo, and you just stop and think, what is this company actually worth? Not the hype, not the noise, the real value. Well, today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to find the solid ground underneath all that chaos, a company's true intrinsic value. Okay, so here's the game plan. First, we'll talk about the huge difference between market price and true value. Then we'll open up what I like to call the valuation toolkit. We'll check out some tools for looking into the future and some for sizing up what's here right now. We'll even get into the art of all this before we wrap up with the final check every investor should make. All right, first things first. We've got to tackle the central problem of all investing, right? You've got the market price, that number flashing on your screen, changing every single second. But then there's the real underlying value of the business itself. And the whole game, really, is figuring out the gap between those two things. Yeah, this is the big question. This is the puzzle that makes the difference between just gambling and actually investing with discipline. And honestly, answering this is the whole reason we're here today. So here's the breakdown in a nutshell. That market price, it's all emotion. It's an absolute roller coaster driven by fear, greed, the news of the day, you name it. But intrinsic value, that's what we're hunting for, that's rational. It's based on the cold, hard economic reality of the business. You've probably heard the saying, price is what you pay, but value is what you get. That's exactly it. So how do we actually find this hidden value? Well, it's not about using a crystal ball, that's for sure. It's about having the right toolkit. Just like a carpenter has different tools for different jobs, an investor needs a few different methods to really understand what they're looking at. And here they are, the four main tools in our kit. We've got a couple that help us look into the future, one that's all about what a company has right now, and another that's basically about comparing it to its neighbors. So let's open this thing up and see how they work. Okay, our first two tools. Think of these like powerful telescopes. They're designed to help us peer into a company's financial future, to try and figure out what all that potential is actually worth in today's money. All right, this first one is the heavyweight champion of valuation. It's called discounted cash flow, or DCF. And the idea behind it is actually pretty simple. A business is worth all the cash it's ever going to make, from today until the end of time. But, and this is the key part, a dollar today is worth more than a dollar next year, right? So we have to discount all that future cash to see what it's worth to us right now. So how's it work? Well, it breaks down into four main steps. First, you have to guess, and it is a guess, how much cash the company is going to generate for, say, the next 5 or 10 years. Second, you figure out something called a terminal value, which is a fancy way of saying what it's worth for all the years after that. Third, you pick a discount rate. That's a percentage that captures how risky the business is. And finally, you pull it all together to get its value in today's dollars. Now, the great thing about DCF is that it forces you to think about the business itself, its fundamentals. But here's the catch. It is super sensitive to the numbers you plug in. I mean, a tiny little change in your growth forecast can totally change the final valuation. It's powerful, but you've got to be careful. Okay, let's grab our next tool from the kit, the dividend discount model. Now, this one's much more specialized. It's really built for those stable, mature companies. You know the ones that pay out a slice of their profits directly to shareholders as dividends. The best part about this model? It's simple. It's all about the actual cash you expect to get in your pocket as an owner. But, and it's a big but, it's totally useless for those high-growth tech companies that pour every single penny back into the business and don't pay out a dime in dividends. All right, time to put down the telescope. Let's pick up a magnifying glass instead. We're going to shift gears from trying to predict the future to taking a really close look at what a company owns right here, right now. This next method is about as straightforward as it gets. You're basically doing a liquidation sale in your head. You add up all the company's real-world stuff, its factories, its inventory, its cash, and then you subtract everything it owes. Whatever's left over, that's its net asset value. This is a fantastic tool for, say, an old school industrial company or a real estate business that owns a ton of physical stuff you can actually touch. But what about a software company or a consulting firm? Their biggest assets are their people and their code, and this method just completely misses the boat. Okay, our last tool is maybe the one you see used most often. It's called relative valuation, and the logic is super intuitive. It's basically like pricing your house by looking at what all the other houses on your street just sold for. You value a company by seeing what the market is willing to pay for other similar companies. And to make those comparisons fair, we use a few standard yardsticks. You've definitely heard of the PE ratio, right? The price to earnings. There are others, too, that compare the company's total value to its core profits. These numbers help us answer a simple question. Are we paying more or less for each dollar of profit compared to the rest of the industry? So we've gone through the science part, the formulas, the methods. But look, just knowing how to mix paint doesn't make you Picasso. Now we have to talk about the art, the judgment, the wisdom you need to actually apply these tools well. And this quote just says it all perfectly. Estimating intrinsic value is both an art and a science. The numbers give you the skeleton, but your assumptions, how well you understand the business, your whole take on the future, that's the art. Look, nobody knows exactly what the future holds. That's why smart analysts never land on a single correct number. Instead, they think in terms of a range. What does the value look like in a worst-case scenario? What about a base case? And what if everything goes perfectly? Thinking this way prepares you for whatever reality throws at you. And this brings us to maybe the most important part of the art of valuation. It's the idea of a margin of safety. Once you have your estimate of what the company is worth, you don't pay that price. No way. You demand a discount. That discount is your margin of safety. It's your buffer in case you were wrong. It protects you from yourself, really. Okay, so we've got our toolkit. We understand that it's part science, part art. Let's pull this all together now for the big lesson, the final check on how to find what a company is really worth. So after all that, you're probably asking the obvious question, right? Which one of these methods is the best one? With all their different pros and cons, which one should I actually use? And the secret is that there is no best method. The real pros, the masters of this craft, they use them all together. You build your DCF, you check it against the asset value, and you see what the competition is trading for. It's when these different tools all start pointing in the same direction, that's when you can have real confidence in your conclusion. So from now on, when you look at a stock ticker, just remember, the market is showing you a price. That's it. It's an opinion, and it's often a very emotional one. But now you know how to search for the value. You have the tools to look past the noise and start your own investigation.
You know, when it comes to investing, there's one core idea that can really be your North Star, your compass. It helps you cut through all the noise and make truly smart decisions. Today, we're going to master that concept, intrinsic value.
Let me ask you something. Does investing sometimes feel like you're just guessing? I mean, one minute a stock is the talk of the town, soaring on pure hype, and the next, it's crashing because of some rumor or fear. It's chaos, right? So how do you possibly find solid ground in all of that?
Well, what if I told you there's a better way? What if you had a tool, like a compass, that could cut right through all that market noise? A guide that always points to what a company is really worth no matter how wild the market gets. That's exactly what intrinsic value is. It's your investing compass.
Okay, so to really use this compass, we have to get one thing straight. It's the absolute bedrock of value investing, and that's understanding the huge difference between value and price. So let's break that down. Think of it like this. Intrinsic value is what a business is actually worth. You know, it's real, fundamental value based on things like assets and how much cash it generates. But the market price, that's just what people are willing to pay for it on any given day, and it's often driven by hype, fear, and emotion. And here's the secret sauce. Those two numbers are almost never the same. And that gap between the real value and the market price, that becomes your entire decision-making engine. It's super simple, really. If the intrinsic value is higher than the price, hey, that's a potential buy. If they're about the same, you just hold on and watch. And if the price is shot way past the actual value, that's a clear signal it might be time to sell. All of a sudden, you're not guessing anymore. You're using a logical, repeatable system.
But let's be real.
Estimating a company's value isn't a perfect science. We're all human. We can make mistakes. So what happens if your calculation is a little off? Well, that's why you need a safety net, a financial cushion.
And that safety net has a name, the margin of safety. Honestly, you can just think of it as a financial shock absorber. It's the gap you deliberately create between what you think a business is worth and the price you're actually willing to pay for it. This buffer is what saves you from bad luck, crazy market swings, or, just being flat out wrong in your analysis.
Okay, let's make this super concrete. Imagine you've done your homework on a company, and you figure its intrinsic value is about 1,000 rupees a share. That number is your guide, your true north.
Now, you don't just run out and buy it for 1,000 rupees. No way. Instead, you practice patience. You wait until the market, in its wisdom or its panic, drops the price to something like